Welcome, dear seeker, to old Buddhist philosophy, where timeless teachings meet the whispering mysteries of numbers, stars, and destiny. Have you ever paused and wondered why fortune seems to arrive easily for some, while for others, it drifts away like sand through open hands? Is it mere chance, or is it a hidden design, a pattern woven deep into the fabric of existence? Nostradamus, the prophet of shadows, once declared that destiny follows codes unseen, guiding the fates of nations and the journeys of souls. Baba Vanga, with eyes closed to the material yet open to the eternal, foresaw times when subtle signs would speak louder than thunder, directing humanity toward awakening. Perhaps you too are standing at such a moment now, where numbers are no longer lifeless digits, but living currents of energy, flowing like rivers that carry us toward transformation and fortune. As we approach the end of August, the universe vibrates with a sacred alignment. In Buddhist wisdom, this is no ordinary closing of a month. It is a gateway where endings fold quietly into new beginnings. Just as dusk gives way to dawn, the Dharma teaches us that every moment carries the seed of the next, and when we attune ourselves to the rhythm of cosmic law, we walk in harmony with prosperity itself. The numbers revealed in this time are not chosen by superstition or chance. They are karmic codes, frequencies of wealth, clarity, and renewal. Just as a lotus rises unstained from muddy waters, so too can your life rise above its struggles when it vibrates with the energy of these sacred numbers. The question is not whether luck exists. The question is whether you are willing to align with it. Baba Vanga once spoke of a time when humanity would learn to read signs hidden in plain sight, whispers in nature, symbols in numbers, alignments in the sky, and Nostradamus, though cryptic, hinted at rare days when the veil between fate and free will would thin, offering us the chance to reshape our journey. The final days of August are such a threshold, like the silent turning of a great wheel. These days invite you to step into alignment, to recognize that fortune is not hunted down, but invited in, not a storm to be captured, but a gentle rain you allow yourself to stand beneath. The Buddha reminded us, what you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Numbers, too, carry imagination and vibration. They are mirrors, showing us the energy we are prepared to receive. As you listen today, ask yourself not only which number stirs your heart, but also, what energy am I carrying? Am I ready to release fear, scarcity, and doubt, so that I may step into abundance, clarity, and peace? The numbers we will explore are not outside of you, they are already vibrating within, waiting to be awakened. So take a breath now, close your eyes for a moment, feel the quiet truth of the Dharma flowing through you. Endings and beginnings are not separate, but two faces of the same jewel. As August comes to its closing light, fortune does not disappear, but rather opens its arms more widely to those who are awake. These sacred numbers are beacons, guiding you toward prosperity, harmony, and transformation. The path is before you, the signs are revealed, but only you can decide if you will walk it. And so I ask you, at the end of this month, when the veil is thinnest, will you ignore the cosmic signs, or will you listen deeply to the language of the universe? Number 14, transformation and adaptability. The sacred current of 14 arrives like a river that bends yet never breaks, carrying both the courage of independence and the calm foundation of stability. It is a number woven from the strength of 1, the initiator, and the firmness of 4, the builder. Together they create a force that does not crumble in storms, but learns to sway like bamboo, adapting to winds that would uproot lesser trees. In the teachings of the Buddha, impermanence is not suffering but liberation, for change is the only constant that awakens the soul. The vibration of 14 carries that very truth, reminding us that transformation is not chaos, but an invitation into higher clarity. Nostradamus once spoke of eras when those who cling to the past will crumble, but those who flow with the tides will rise. This is the secret of 14, the wisdom of bending without breaking, of stepping boldly into transitions without fear of losing what was. To resist change is to resist the pulse of the universe, yet to embrace it is to ride the wave of destiny itself. 14 teaches that every ending carries within it a hidden beginning. Just as the setting sun promises dawn, Baba Vanga, too, foresaw a time when humanity would shed old structures like worn garments, stepping into a simpler, freer life. That prophecy breathes through 14, urging you to trust in the unknown path that opens before you. Those touched by the energy of 14 carry a gift, the ability to turn obstacles into stepping stones, to transmute burdens into blessings. When life shifts unexpectedly, they do not collapse, they rise. They adapt swiftly, learning to see hidden opportunities where others see only endings. In truth, the soul guided by 14 becomes an alchemist, blending freedom with responsibility, spontaneity with discipline, daring with wisdom. This is why the masters of old called adaptability the highest form of intelligence, for it is not about controlling life, but aligning with its sacred rhythm. In Buddhist philosophy, the middle way is the bridge between extremes, a path of balance that avoids both clinging and aversion. 14 vibrates with this very essence. It does not ask you to renounce your freedom, nor to abandon your duties, but to weave them together in harmony. Too much freedom without grounding leads to chaos, while too much stability without movement leads to stagnation. But when the two dance together, life becomes fluid, purposeful, and radiant with unseen blessings. Meditating upon the energy of 14 is like gazing into a mirror of transformation. It whispers, "Do not fear the doorway, for beyond it lies your renewal." When stepping into transition, whether a new path, a change in fortune, or the breaking of old cycles, sit in stillness, breathe deeply, and ask the question, what must I release to embrace who I am becoming? In that moment, clarity will arise like a flame that lights the darkness, guiding your steps with quiet confidence. And so, dear seeker, remember this. The gift of 14 is not in avoiding change, but in flowing with it. Like the lotus rising from the mud, you too are meant to transform, to adapt, and to blossom. The question it leaves in your heart is this: when change arrives at your door, will you resist its knocking, or will you open and welcome the new life it brings? Number 27, Compassion and Spiritual Insight. The number 27 moves like a gentle stream through the soul, carrying both the stillness of harmony and the fire of intuition. 2, the number of union, calls for peace, empathy, and balance, while 7, the mystic seeker, opens the inner eye to hidden truths. Together they form a sacred vibration, a beacon of compassion, fused with spiritual vision. To walk with 27 is to feel the pulse of humanity, while also hearing the quiet voice of the universe. It is the number of those who heal with presence, whose words carry solace, whose silence itself restores. In the teachings of the Buddha, compassion, karuna, is said to be the highest form of wisdom, for only the heart that feels deeply can see clearly. The vibration of 27 awakens this truth. It reminds us that intuition without compassion can harden into pride, and compassion without clarity can drown in sorrow. Thus, 27 binds the two. It opens the third eye even as it softens the heart. Those touched by this number carry a light that guides others through their darkest passages. Nostradamus once wrote of a time when humanity would hunger for visionaries, when chaos and fear would blind nations, and the only hope would come from the intuitive few. Baba Vanga, too, foresaw healers rising, people who, through empathy and quiet strength, would help humanity survive its trials. The number 27 vibrates with this prophecy. It is not the number of warriors, but of healers, not of conquest, but of guidance. In these days of shifting energy, August 23rd and 24th especially, its presence shines more brightly, inviting you to step into the role of a compassionate guide. Yet, the wisdom of 27 carries a gentle warning. To feel deeply is also to carry burdens easily. Sensitivity, though a gift, can weigh heavily if left unguarded. Those who embody 27 are often pulled into the suffering of others, forgetting their own well-being. But like the Buddha who withdrew into meditation before teaching the world, the soul under 27 must learn self-care. Balance is its eternal teaching. Heal others, but also heal yourself. Listen outwardly, but also inwardly. Give compassion, but do not abandon the quiet temple within your own heart. On these sacred August days, meditate on 27, light a candle, and breathe deeply, asking yourself, am I listening to the voice within as much as I listen to the cries around me? For 27's power is to remind you that compassion is not weakness, it is strength refined by wisdom. Its vibration opens pathways, not only to heal others, but also to restore harmony in your own relationships, and to deepen your journey into spiritual insight. So ask yourself now, beloved seeker, when compassion calls me, will I answer blindly, or will I let wisdom guide my hand? Number 8, prosperity and balance. The number 8 has always carried a sacred mystery. Its endless loop reflects the eternal rhythm of life, the rise and fall, the giving and receiving, the cycles of karma that bind the universe together. In Buddhist philosophy, this is mirrored in the Noble Eightfold Path, the way of right living that brings balance to both the inner and outer worlds. To walk with the energy of 8 is to recognize that wealth is not only coins in the hand, but harmony in the soul. It whispers that prosperity without balance is emptiness, but prosperity rooted in wisdom becomes eternal. Throughout history, seers have spoken of the hidden weight of 8. Nostradamus hinted at cycles of power and fall, reminding us that kingdoms rise like rivers in flood, only to recede when arrogance takes hold. Baba Vanga foresaw times when humanity would learn to wield abundance, not as chains of greed, but as instruments of compassion. When the vibration of 8 is strong, as it is toward the end of August, it opens a gateway where fortune flows to those aligned with purpose rather than desire. The strength of 8 is leadership, determination, and vision. Those under its blessing often rise to positions of influence, able to create opportunities not just for themselves, but for entire communities. Yet 8 carries a test. Will you use this power to uplift or to dominate? Shahini wisdom cautions that ambition without balance becomes self-destruction, but ambition guided by mindfulness becomes divine service. The choice is always yours, and the number 8 magnifies whatever you carry in your heart. Imagine its energy as a river of gold flowing toward you. If you grasp with fear or greed, the river slips through your hands, but if you open your palms in trust, the current carries you forward with strength and ease. On these sacred days, meditate on the figure of 8, its infinite loop. See it spinning within your chest, balancing the material and the spiritual, the visible and the unseen. In this union, abundance finds its true meaning. As August draws to its close, the cosmos strengthens this current. Opportunities for wealth, clarity in decisions, and harmony in relationships become illuminated by 8's vibration. But the greatest gift is not material, it is the wisdom to know how to balance prosperity with peace, ambition with stillness, success with compassion. For when you embody 8, you no longer chase abundance, you become the source of it. And so I ask you, as the river of infinite 8 flows through your life, will you clutch at its surface, or will you step boldly into its current, trusting that it will carry you exactly where your spirit is meant to go? Number 19, renewal and courage. The number 19 is a sacred flame, a union of beginnings and endings, where the pioneering spark of 1 merges with the wisdom and closure of 9. It does not whisper quietly, it roars with the call of renewal, urging you to rise beyond hesitation and step boldly into the unknown. To walk with 19 is to accept the fire of transformation, to burn away the old so that the path ahead shines with clarity and vision. Throughout history, seers and mystics have spoken of such energy. Nostradamus once wrote that a new sun will rise where the shadows thought eternal, a vision of change that carries the very essence of night. Baba Vanga, too, foresaw that humanity would only move forward when courage conquered fear, and when leaders were willing to renew, not just preserve. This is the vibration of 19, not the comfort of the familiar, but the leap into destiny. Those aligned with this number are pioneers, innovators, and visionaries. Yet their greatest challenge is responsibility, for true leadership is not about walking ahead alone, but about carrying the torch so others may see the way. The Buddha taught, thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. This is the teaching of 19. Courage is not diminished when shared, it becomes infinite. As August draws to its close, the energy of 19 rises like a torch in the night sky. It becomes a guiding fire, illuminating the path of transformation and rebirth. It calls you to embrace new beginnings without fear, to act with vision, and to walk with a courage that uplifts others. These closing days of the month are not an ending, but a renewal, a sacred turning of the wheel, where the heart, if ready, can set its course upon a higher destiny. So the question is, will you stand at the threshold of change and hesitate, or will you step forward, guided by the eternal light of night? Number 22, the Master Builder. The sacred 22 is revered in numerology as the Master Builder, a number so rare that it carries both the gentleness of 2 and the power of foundation multiplied twice. It is not merely a number, it is a sacred vibration, a divine bridge between the realm of dreams and the reality of manifestation. Where most see only visions and fleeting hopes, 22 has the power to give those visions form, structure, and permanence. It is the number of temples, of bridges, of legacies that endure far beyond one lifetime. In the stillness of Buddhist teachings, we are reminded that all creation begins first in the mind. With our thoughts, we make the world, the Buddha said. Number 22 embodies this truth, for what begins as a seed of imagination, when nurtured by patience and discipline, becomes a monument of lasting change. Those guided by 22 are builders, not only of stone, but of compassion, wisdom, and harmony. They are entrusted with the delicate task of weaving the invisible threads of vision into the fabric of the visible world. Yet the path of 22 is not without its burden, for to carry such power is to also carry responsibility. The Master Builder cannot create only for personal gain. Their structures must serve the collective. Their legacy must uplift generations. Nostradamus foresaw times when great architects of destiny would rise, shaping nations and guiding humanity with structures of both thought and stone. Baba Vanga, too, spoke of builders of a new age, visionaries who would leave behind more than wealth. They would leave harmony, stability, and the memory of light. And still, 22 teaches balance. For even the most powerful hands must rest, and even the greatest visions require trust in others. The double 2 whispers of cooperation, reminding us that no great temple is built by one soul alone. The builder must delegate, must lean into community, must honor the truth that harmony is achieved when many hands move as one. The Buddha often taught that a sangha, a community, is the true foundation of the path. And so it is with 22. The legacy endures not because of one, but because of the many who carry it forward. As the energies of August deepen and prepare to close, the presence of 22 becomes especially powerful. It steadies the mind, strengthens the will, and clears the path for manifestation. These are days when the seeds planted earlier in the year can finally take form, when structure can rise from imagination, and when visions can step into reality. To walk with 22 is to stand at the threshold of destiny, holding the tools of creation in your hands, guided by both discipline and divine inspiration. And so I ask you, what will you choose to build in this sacred time? Will your hands shape only walls for yourself, or will you raise a temple of light, compassion, and harmony that others may enter long after you are gone? These numbers, 14, 27, 8, 19, and 22, are not mere digits scattered by chance. They are frequencies echoing through the fabric of the cosmos, ancient whispers carried from one lifetime to the next. They are invitations to step beyond the illusion of randomness and into the eternal rhythm of destiny. Each number is a lantern, and together they illuminate the path that leads us toward balance, abundance, compassion, and fearless renewal. As we arrive at the closing days of August, the veil between the seen and unseen grows thinner. Baba Vanga once spoke of times when hidden truths would rise like dawn, guiding humanity toward a greater awakening. Nostradamus, too, foresaw moments when numbers and symbols would carry deeper messages than words alone. This moment is one of those rare alignments, an opening for the soul to harmonize with forces greater than itself. Pause now, let the silence speak. Feel which number calls to you most strongly. Is it the courage of 19, the infinite abundance of 8, the sacred wisdom of 27, the masterful structure of 22, or the transformative spark of 4? The number that stirs your heart is the vibration your soul is ready to embrace, the frequency that will shape your journey as summer yields to autumn. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. When you align thought with vibration, and vibration with intention, you become a co-creator of destiny itself. Numbers are not separate from life, they are life's pulse, reminding us of the hidden order behind chaos. So, dear seeker, I invite you to take a gentle breath and ask yourself, which of these sacred numbers reflects the truth my spirit needs in this moment? Share it in the comments below with devotion. I align with the wisdom of numbers. Support the Circle of Dharma, like this message, subscribe to old Buddhist philosophy, and if your heart feels open, practice dana, the timeless act of giving. Remember, what we give with love returns multiplied, not only in this life, but in the karmic cycles yet to come.